everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alex and I make travel, book and lifestyle content, so welcome in. Let's get started with my book categories for the September TBR list. So these categories might change as we're going into the more festive months, so they might be a bit more themed going forward. However, these are the ones we've got right now. So here are the categories and the books that are in them. We have my TBR shelf, which is Caraval. IG chooses my TBR, which is yours truly. Book club book of the month, which is One Dark Window. My need to finish shelf, which is Blade Breaker. And finally, all the other books I can get to if we have time in the month. So these are Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, Blood Over Brighthaven, A Tempest of Tea, Wild Love, A Curse for True Love, and Happy Place. So this is quite a diverse mix of books and I'm really excited to get into them this month. We are already on August 30th as I'm filming this video, so planning a little bit ahead. We will be starting at least one or two of these books come September 1st. I'm on a holiday for the first week of September, so we might sort of skew towards the book club book and like a romance, maybe like Happy Place or Wild Love for the first like week, just so we can kind of have like a fun, flirty, easy holiday book alongside a more like dark fantasy, which I think is One Dark Window. I honestly have no idea. I'm guessing by the title and the imagery on the book. I am indeed judging a book by its cover, but those are the kind of first books I'm thinking of reading, and then we'll head into the rest of the TBR list. A few of these books have been on my list to read for so long. You will have seen them featured in a few of my other book videos because I've been talking about wanting to read them for so long, and I'm determined September is the month we are getting through them. So this is Caraval. It's A Curse for True Love, the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and Blade Breaker, which is the second book in the Realm Breaker series. So we've got a lot of series going on right now. We've started them in the last few months and I really want to get towards finishing them if I can. A few of these I didn't get to in August, but I really wanted to, so I've moved them over into my September reading list so that I can try and get to them because I really wanted to read them. So these are Yours Truly and A Tempest of Tea. They were in my IG TBR, no sorry, IG chooses my TBR video, but I just didn't end up getting to pick them up. So I really want to try and pick them up in September and try and make a video for you about them. And just some of them have been raved about endlessly from Book Talk, from my favourite booktubers, and these are Blood Over Brighthaven, Happy Place, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and I've thrown Wild Love in there because it's just, yeah, it went wild on Book Talk. So I thought let's throw in an easy holiday romance read because why not? I really am not afraid to DNF a book if I don't like it. So if any of these on these lists aren't 100% in my ambitions for the month and aren't really what I want to tackle, I'm not afraid to DNF them. I also have been known to pick up a DNF'd book and really like it in the end. So I'm very much a mood reader. If you haven't already guessed from my last few book videos, definitely go back and watch them. But I am very, very, very much a mood reader. I also read like up to 14 books at once, which sounds clinically insane. However, hold my hands up, I'm really good at it. I'm really, really, really good at reading multiple books at the same time and actually finishing a lot of books together. So in 1 month, I might finish like 5 or 6 books that I've been reading continuously alongside other books. So I'm good at it and I won't stop. I'm a mood reader till fault. That's the way we work around here. So here are the books that I am most excited to read. These are in no particular order really. So I am so excited for One Dark Window. It is the book club pick of the month. I picked it coincidentally and I'm so excited to read this. I've heard really, really, really great reviews for this book. I've heard it is one of the 5-star reads, one of the best books of the year. I don't know any more than that. I have no idea what the plotline is. I have no idea who the characters are. I don't know what the world is, literally nothing. I know the book cover and I know the title. That is the information I have on this book, so I can't really express any more of my excitement other than it's been influenced 100% by other people. I'm also really excited to read Caraval and Blade Breaker, partly with Caraval because it's been on my list for so long. I literally bought that book in lockdown. the works were having a sale. I got like 7 or 8 books, including like Six of Crows and the Shadow and Bone trilogy, all at the same time as I bought Caraval, and I also bought Legend Born at that time, and I still haven't picked that up either. These books I've heard are amazing. They've been on my shelf for years, literal years, and I still haven't picked them up. So I'm really determined at the end of this year to try and clear my TBR shelf of all the books that I've really wanted to read for so long, because I don't know why I've been putting them off, I just haven't picked them up. So Caraval is very high on that list of most excited for, and not Fate Breaker, I think I keep calling it Fate Breaker. Blade Breaker is the second book in the series. Blade Breaker is the one I am really excited for as well, because I love Victoria Aveyard's writing, and Realm Breaker was set up so amazingly well, and I'm so invested in the storyline that I think Blade Breaker is just going to continue it perfectly. And I'm then so excited to get onto Fate Breaker, just to see how this all wraps up, because I'm sure it must. Victoria would not leave us hanging like that, would she? She absolutely would. However, I'm really hoping she doesn't, because I want to know what happens next in this series. It's just so immersive, it's so gripping, like literally look at my claws. It's so gripping. I'm really excited to read this book. So Caraval, One Dark Window and Blade Breaker are my most excited for reads of September. So the book that I think is going to fall outside of my usual reading comfort zone and maybe be like a lower star for me in the month is probably Wild Love. And I don't want to hate on it already, because I literally know nothing about it. I know the name, again, Wild Love, and the picture of the cover. I know it's written by Elsie Silver. That is the extent of my knowledge. But from that, I think it's a romance. I don't have a lot of patience and tolerance with romance books if I'm not 100% in the mood for them. Like, if I'm in the mood for a romance book, I will devour multiple in a week. Nothing will stop me. I want the smart, I want this like janky storyline that doesn't really do anything. I want the dramatic moments where like he comes to find her in the bar and a guy's got his hand on her and he rips it off and punches the guy in the face, like all of it. I love that when I'm really in the mood for it, but when I'm not in the mood for it and I try and force myself to read a book like that, I will DNF it, because I just don't have the patience and the tolerance for like the average kind of storytelling and writing that comes along with some romance books. Because realistically, we're there for specific things when we're coming to a romance book, and the rest of it doesn't matter. So in those times where I'm not in the mood for that exact thing, I don't have much patience for them. So I think Wild Love, if I don't end up being in the mood for this on holiday, or if I'm loving other things more, it might get overshadowed, it might get DNF'd. So that is like the book I'm thinking is going to be sort of outside of my comfort zone for September. Also because we're kind of edging into autumn a little bit. I think September's still kind of classed as summer, I don't really know. But as we're edging into like the autumn and fall vibes, I don't know whether like a romance is going to be part of that for me right this second. But if I'm in the mood for it on holiday, I think it's going to hit the spot 100%. On to my goals for the month. So my goal is to read at least 7 books. And that is very ambitious considering there's only so many weeks. However, I think 7 books is a really good goal, considering I've already started A Curse for True Love. And by started, I mean I'm like 2% into it. I've read the first few pages just to see where we picked up from the end of the last book. So that's kind of like one book that I think I'm going to get my teeth into very quickly. I'm really excited about Caraval. I'm so excited about so many of these books. I think I'm just going to be like flipping through pages like nobody's business and just exclusively making book videos for the whole of September. I'm so excited for this month. It's going to be a great reading month. So 7 books is my hope to get. If I do 5 or 6, I will be very happy with that, and I'll consider it a win, but I really would like to do 7+. If I can go over 7, I will probably cry my eyes out in happiness and of loving all of these books, hopefully. Another one of my reading goals for September is to annotate more. And by annotate, I don't mean write in books, because most of the time now I've got books on my Kindle because I'm not planning on being in the country long. I think I've said this to you before. I make travel videos. I'm in and out of countries. So it's easier for me to just have everything on my Kindle, because then I can read on my laptop, or I can read on my physical Kindle, or I can read on my phone, depending on the environment. So when I say annotate, I don't mean write things down, highlight. I mean inside my Kindle, highlight things, write notes within my Kindle app. I would love to be a girly that can write in a book. One, it gives me insane anxiety. Two, my handwriting is disgusting, so I don't want to deface my books with my terrible handwriting. And three, I just don't think to pick up a pen or highlight or write notes as I'm reading a book. It's always just like thoughts in my head, and then I can talk about it later, but I never really write them down. So I want evidence throughout my reading of the books that I've had predictions where I've got them, and it's also really going to help me with the next part of my reading goal, which is documenting my reviews in detail consistently. Every once in a while I'll do a detailed review of a book, but I really want to get into detailing all of my thoughts in my reviews and making them comprehensive, not only for myself, but also now I've got a book channel, things like that, or at least I make book videos. I want other people to be able to read my reviews and trust them, because they are more than just saying, meh, it was okay, or yeah, it was great. Like I want my reviews to be a lot more critical and a lot more detailed on my part, so that other people that are coming to me for recommendations and things like that can get my full thoughts and full reviews, not just in video form. And I just think it's really important for me, especially when I want to start like book scrapbooking and things like that, that I start building this habit of like annotating, writing down my thoughts, writing down my views, my predictions, so that when it comes to doing all of this, it just makes my life easier, and it also has a really great documented history of all of my reading. So from that, if you want to follow me on Storygraph, this is where I'm starting to build the habit. So I don't actually know what my username on Storygraph is right this second, but I will put it on screen for you here, and you can follow me there. I've started documenting my 2024 reads, and I will be going back through over the next few weeks and detailing my reviews so that you've got a comprehensive review from me. And my final goal of the month for September is to record whilst I read consistently. I'm good at picking up my camera after something's happened, or I'm picking up my camera after I finished a book, but I'm not super good at picking up my camera whilst I read and talking to you guys whilst I read. And that is very detrimental for someone who's trying to make book videos. So one of my goals for September is to pick up the camera whilst I read the books consistently and update you very consistently on what's happening. Try and catch some of my live reactions when I think something's about to happen, tell you my predictions as we go. So alongside annotating and writing down my thoughts, I want to pick up the camera and tell you directly. That is going to be made a lot easier by the fact that I've got myself another camera. So I've got myself, I don't know why I'm updating you on this in my book video, but I've got myself the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 creator combo, so I'm so excited to use this. Let me stop shaking it around because I'm very precious of it at the moment. But that is going on holiday with me, so I'll be filming whilst I'm reading on holiday. I'll be filming all throughout September. It's one of my goals, so we're gonna get it done. And those are my goals for the month of September, my reading goals. I won't keep you any longer. This is my September TBR. I think I've included every book that I've got on there. If I haven't, it will be in the description, and it will be on my Storygraph. If I have missed any books, I don't think I have though. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one, where it's either going to be a Magnolia Parks review, it's going to be a travel video, or it's going to be some kind of lifestyle content. So I hope to see you then. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment on what you're most excited for me to read and any recommendations you've got. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.